Hello, my name is Patrick, and I will be interviewing a cast of A Book, A Case of a Need. A Case of a Need is a book about an abortionist named Arthur Lee, who is accused of the murder of a girl. This girl happens to be the daughter of prestigious heart surgeon Dr. Randall. A friend of Arthur, or Art for short, named Dr. Barry, tries to free Art by investigating the case. Dr. Barry questions Dr. Randall's family and friends, along with anyone that his daughter, the victim, had an extensive relationship with. Enough about the book. Please welcome Dr. Barry and Dr. Randall.
Hello.
When do I get to leave?
Not until after the interview.
Well then, let's get it started. I have things to do.
And what exactly will those things be, Dr. Randall?
I haven't thought of anything yet, to be honest.
On that note, let's start the interview. Dr. Barry, is it okay if we start with you?
Fine by me.
Wonderful. Alright, first question. Why did you decide to help your friend, Mr. Arthur Lee, even though he could be a murderer?
Well, I decided to help him for many reasons. I mainly helped him because he was my friend, and friends need to help each other.
Even though he murdered my daughter?
Please, Dr. Randall, you will have your time to talk later. Next question. Do you believe that Mr. Lee performed the abortion and killed Mrs. Randall?
I don't.
And why would that be?
I've worked with Art for years, and yes, he's an abortionist, but he is not that sloppy. He would have made sure that the girl wasn't pregnant before he started the operation.
Are you saying Mrs. Randall wasn't pregnant?
That's exactly what I'm saying.
Third question. Did you trespass on Dr. Randall's private property and terrorize his wife?
Of course not. I was lost at the time, and being near the rather large building, I thought it was a form of business. However, when I pulled up, I was greeted by Dr. Randall's wife. I was surprised, to say the least. We stood outside and talked for a while, and then she pointed me on my way.
That's not what happened.
Dr. Randall, please.
Sorry, I promise that was the last time.
Fourth question. What form of doctor are you, Dr. Barry?
I'm a pathologist.
And what would that be?
I'm the one who determines the cause of death in a patient. I'm also responsible for diagnosing symptoms in corpses.
So you would have no reason to see the Randalls on a daily basis, correct?
That's true.
Last question. Do you believe that you did everything in your power, legally of course, to free Art?
Yes, I do.
Now I'll interview you, Dr. Randall.
Hit me with your best shot.
Alright, first question. Why do you believe so strongly that Mr. Arthur Lee was the murderer?
Of course I do. He murdered my daughter, no doubt about it.
We know that. Why do you believe that?
Because my daughter's dying breath was Art did it.
And that is your only basis?
Well, yes.
Okay, second question. Have you met Mr. Arthur Lee and Dr. Barry at all before this day?
Well, yes. We all work in the same hospital, after all. We don't see each other often, though. Now that I think about it, Dr. Barry had asked me some questions about my daughter a couple days after her death.
Dr. Barry, is this true?
Yes, it is.
Third question. Do you believe that you and your wife have a strong relationship?
Well, of course I do. Though I don't see how this is relevant to the conversation. I may be gone some nights, but she still loves me.
Dr. Barry, would you beg to differ?
Yes, I would. When I met with your wife on accident, she brought up the fact that she's having an affair with your cousin.
You're lying.
Dr. Randall, please sit down. We still have 2 more questions. Thank you. Fourth question. Were you and your daughter close?
No, we weren't on the best of terms. She seemed to hate me, almost as much as I hate you, Dr. Barry.
So could this have been a suicide and not a murder?
There is no chance. The autopsy proved that. The abortion was performed by a professional.
Final question. Who do you believe performed the abortion?
You already asked this, but I will answer it again. Arthur Lee.
You do know that it was Dr. Randall's cousin.
It couldn't have been. It couldn't have been my cousin. He would never do something like that.
The medical forms show it was.
I can't believe this!